So we have FUOCO Grande, and what's interesting about this is from a man being questioned, and he focuses on these beings who seemingly haunt him, making him inefficient, and this feels like a succession of moments where we're capturing these beings and what their habits are, and they're not really, it's what they've chosen as the image of this is not fully like human. It's not fully realized it's exactly what it is, which I thought was really interesting. They kind of framed it as like fake footage that was found, like almost these blurred moments and memories or fantasies rather come to life. Um, And it was clearly like a mix of various techniques to create this. I would be very interested to find out exactly what was done to create sort of these beings and how they were able to bring them to life to be used in this film. It definitely felt like it was sort of a shift between the reality and the internal memories and the subconscious. And it felt like we were always sort of in between both in this piece.
This was an interesting short. I felt like the cinematography with the man in the room with the what I deemed to be his therapist was really nice. It just gave me kind of a retro vibe, and it was very uncomfortable. So that came across very well. It felt like he was seeing a therapist with the doll that he had, and like there was something mentally disturbing him and he wasn't well. I felt like as we went, it seemed like he had witnessed something and he was being haunted by, it was either he witnessed something or he just had something traumatic happen to him at some point. I felt like it was very poetic. It was nice narration, and there was some cool eerie music to help set the tone. I just thought there was a lot of interesting visuals as well throughout. It was very artistic to me. And it felt like therapy and what's going on internally during the therapy and what maybe they went through and trying to come to terms with it is kind of my definition of what I watched. So interesting work, kind of up for interpretation, sort of like a poem, and just very artsy to me is how this felt. Like you can interpret it different ways. So great job on the performers and all the different visuals and keeping me intrigued throughout. So good luck.
Il Fuoco Grande is a exceptional black and white experimental film. I loved the techniques, the use of black and white. I loved the cinematography viewpoint. We even get to see this glance through a keyhole peephole. We get to see this journey of man, and as he has this rock for a head, I think is such a grand statement, what heavy lifting exists within that. And in addition to that, there are these moments that are definitely falling into a form of creative expressionism in an experimental manner. But also, I think what also resonated with me was this sense at one point within the film there was the scene of the gentleman having painting a white picket fence. And as he paints this white picket fence, you sort of think about the mundane, society's expectations, this idealism of a white picket fence, and the way that he's painting this white picket fence that seems to be everlasting. He is almost like zombified, falling in line and falling into place as we see these moments. We find that we have these moments of music and these relationship with words and our relationship with water. These are a few elements that exist within the short film. And it was an enjoyable experience. It's definitely different among the masses, but because of that, it stands out so strongly.